What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you guys are having a great start to your Tuesday morning and a great work week so far. And we're going to start to really talk about the system towards the end of the week. Even in these morning videos, we're going to put the morning kind of daily videos to the side for now and really kickstart that again when things slow back down. But I think it's important to keep y'all up to date with the updated information with two-a-day videos and what's going on towards the end of this work week with a substantial storm system that's really going to impact a lot of people. I'm talking about a snowstorm for a lot of folks, even areas of the Mid-South. So that's what we're going to break down in this video. We're also going to mention at the beginning of the video what's going on here in the next 24 hours. There's going to be a small-scale winter weather event that's going to affect areas of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, New England. We're going to talk about that too. And then we're going to mention the fact that there is going to be a chance for severe weather coming up. It's actually increased, unfortunately. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. But the main portion of this video is going to be talking about the big storm system potential here in the next few days, and there's going to be a snowstorm portion of this also. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. If you've ever considered joining, there's a join tab right there. Hit that up. It's just a way to support me monthly in what I do, and it goes a long way. But I appreciate you guys tuning in regardless. Great way to stay up to date with the latest and greatest. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. I'm pretty active on both. I like to interact with people, and it's a great way to stay up to date with constant flowing information. If you guys got anything I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over them. Gives others an opportunity to do so too. We can all look out for one another, and glorify God doing it. So let's get going here. So what we're going to start off by looking at is the winter weather outlook. Now, the light green, that is a 10 to 30% chance to see a quarter-inch liquid equivalent to snow and sleet. So, you know, it's not a quarter-inch of rain necessarily, but liquid equivalent to that wintry precipitation of snow and sleet. So, you know, if you get 1 to 2 inches of snow and that makes up a quarter-inch of liquid, well, there you go. You know, it's a little bit of a science behind that. But generally, look at this and think in your head, okay, there's a 10 to 30% chance for some kind of winter weather to occur in this light green area. When you start to get into the dark green area, that's a 30 to 50% chance. So chances have increased. This is for the Friday morning and the Saturday morning time frame. This coming Friday morning and the Saturday morning. We're not talking about 10 days from now or anything like that. We're talking about here towards the end of the work week. So chances are increasing big time. Ohio, this is really increasing for you folks in areas of Pennsylvania, interior New York State. You know, we go up and we look at the Sunday time frame, and chances are pretty substantial for the interior Northeast as we're getting into Saturday morning into Sunday morning. So the winter weather outlook, the National Weather Service is starting to hone in on the fact that we're going to have some kind of winter weather. Let's briefly talk about, if y'all want to skip ahead, if this isn't impacting your area, I'm only going to mention this for 1 or 2 minutes here, but it's definitely worth mentioning. This time tomorrow, it's going to be snowing in portions of the Mid-Atlantic, Pennsylvania, Maryland, maybe even areas of northern VA, very close to Washington, D.C. New York City is going to see some snow tomorrow. Boston's going to see some snow. I don't think this is going to be a big event, but here we go. We're going to look at the latest HRRR models. This is starting off at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're getting rolling through here. An area of snow breaks out almost for the entire state of Pennsylvania. Northern Maryland, where that Pennsylvania-Maryland state line is, definitely some snow. Northern New Jersey, the column crashes, meaning evaporative cooling or cold air aloft. It really works in place for New York City, Long Island. So I think y'all will have several hours of some snowfall for areas of Long Island, New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island. This begins to move into Boston around the midday time frame tomorrow. So I do think y'all see a lot of snow flying around tomorrow. But what's going to need to happen with this setup is you're going to need a heavy burst of snow to really put a coating on the ground. The ground temperatures are probably pretty warm up here. In fact, I know they are with the record high temperatures, and they're just a very above average temperatures y'all have seen over the last few days. So you're going to really need a good burst of snow. Therefore, the National Weather Service does not like the idea of a lot of snow falling in this system, even though on these models it looks pretty robust. But you're not going to have great snowfall ratios. But a few inches is definitely possible widespread in Pennsylvania, especially central to eastern Pennsylvania. Southeast Pennsylvania might be a little too warm. But you know, it's not liking the idea of this heavy burst of snow doing much here in Maryland, northern VA, areas of West Virginia. But southern New England, it does like the fact that you could have a minor event of a few inches of snow. Maybe Boston, 1 to 2 inches of snow. Connecticut, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 inches of snow. So definitely pay attention to that event tomorrow. So let's go on and jump over and talk about this system towards the end of the week. The work week, not, not really all the way into Sunday. This is for this coming as early as Thursday into Friday. So here we go. The latest GFS, we're rolling through here. Got this system that we just talked about impacting areas in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And then here comes a northern piece of energy. And then a southern piece of energy begins to develop. They phase or interact somewhere right into here. How quick do they phase? How quick do they come together? But look at the latest GFS. It's actually a little bit less robust than the one overnight. But we have to see if this is a trend. I don't think it is, but we'll watch to see. But in general, you see the idea. The latest GFS, it doesn't like the real idea of cold air and moisture really linking up to provide any kind of substantial winter weather for Texas, anybody in Texas. It's even kind of zeroed out Arkansas in a way. But let me show you the European. The European shows you something totally different. Heavy band of snow. And let me get the time frame in here. This is overnight Friday and this coming Saturday. Heavy band of snow into Ohio Valley, Kentucky, Tennessee seeing snow, and then it gets really heavy. Look at Alabama seeing a little bit of snow. Northwest Georgia. This is getting very close to a rain, changing to the last second couple hours of snow in Atlanta. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that there is a potential. You can't say there's a zero potential of that happening based off model guidance. This is going to be a quick several hour thumping of heavy snow for areas of the higher elevations, the plateau of Tennessee, I think, the mountains of Tennessee, North Carolina, VA. I really think this is going to be a quick thumping of several inches of snow, especially northeast Tennessee. I got a buddy of mine that's a big weather enthusiast in northeast Tennessee. He's following this like crazy, and I think that area will see a good bit of snow. And I'm not talking about a good bit like a foot of snow, but several inches of snow is definitely possible. And for mid-March standards, that's a good bit of snow. It's not unheard of, but it's still a good bit of snow for this time of the year. Look at this heavier band. I know it looks more like a band of snow, but this could really be an intense band of snow. As you're getting into Saturday afternoon, might be a rain changing to a heavy thumping of snow for the Delmarva area, New Jersey, New York City. This is just one model guidance, right? So we keep this going. It's raining in Boston, snowing in New York City. You're thinking, well, how is that possible? Well, the Arctic air hasn't filtered in. It's really coming in very quickly from the west, and you still got that warm air. And of course, you got the low pressure cruising right over Boston. Therefore, you have a lot of warm air advection. Warm air mixes to the surface, and you don't ever want the low pressure tracking right over you if you want snow. Backside cold air moves in. Rain changes to snow, even for all of New England and then Maine. And then the northwest flow kicks in. You look at the Euro, very aggressive. You look at it as a whole, and we got this. Look at this. This brings snow. It really wants to amp up the snow and likes the idea of the northern stream really, this basically interacting much quicker. Therefore, you got snow in Missouri, Oklahoma, areas of Nebraska. I meant Kansas, not Nebraska. And then you got winter weather showing up as far south as Texas. Maybe a little bit of rain changing to snow. But I will tell you that the GFS has really backed off from the idea of there being any kind of substantial snow further west. But we'll continue to see if that's a trend, if the GFS leads the way. We're not sure. But look at this. This is for Friday evening. You got a heavy band of snow, a very heavy band. I'm not talking about a 20-mile band of snow like a snow squall. This is just basically an area of pretty moderate to heavy snow moving into southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. Let's go on and just get a little bit closer look at this going forward here. And, look at this. This is for late Friday evening. Heavy snow moving into Memphis. Snow moving into western Kentucky, western Tennessee in general. Quad States region seeing heavy snow. The latest Euro wants to really hit Arkansas pretty good. About 80% of Arkansas with accumulating snow. We keep this rolling through the overnight hours. We're getting into the middle of the night, Friday into Saturday morning. A heavy band of snow over Memphis. It's still snowing heavily. Range starting to change to snow for Nashville. Snow falling in northern Mississippi. Snow falling into the Ohio Valley, southern Indiana, central Ohio, areas of southern Illinois. We keep this rolling, and low pressure intensifies with the boundary that is moving. Is a moving boundary, meaning the cold front is moving, so the low pressure's kind of moving with the boundary, if you will. So it's all rain in the Carolinas. In fact, there could be some severe weather Friday into overnight Friday into Saturday. We'll have to watch this. I'll briefly mention this at the end of the video. But look at this. You stop this here. This is for Friday morning, March 12th. It is absolutely unloading snow in Kentucky, West Virginia, the mountains of North Carolina, Tennessee, Gatlinburg, Tennessee getting hit hard, Northeast Tennessee getting hit hard, snowing like crazy. And Nashville, snowing pretty good in areas like Huntsville, Alabama. Snow is getting very close to areas like Birmingham, Alabama, snowing back in the northern half of Mississippi, and even in northwest Georgia, it's snowing Saturday morning. You're getting into more in the midday Saturday afternoon. Now the Euro wants this rain to change to snow for the northern half of VA. You know, if the Euro is correct, areas like Washington, D.C., Maryland, all of Pennsylvania will see a lot of snow from this. And I'm not talking about the mountains of Virginia, the higher elevations of Maryland. I'm talking about almost all of Maryland. It gets very close. It even gets very close to North Carolina. It starts flirting with the idea of the northern section of North Carolina seeing snow. But we keep this rolling here. We're getting into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Switches to a heavy snow just about for the entire I-95 corridor from New England, the Northeast in general. Very, very impressive system. This is a substantial system. It really phases together. We look at an example for a system that phases completely together, and we look at this. We really do. This is a very impactful system that's going to happen, and people are going to really start to talk about it a lot here in the next, I think, 12 to 24 hours throughout the day. As far as what it looks like, let me make sure I got this right here. As far as what it looks like for snowfall accumulations, this is the latest GFS through about Sunday morning. It does like the idea of still some snow, just in general, with multiple systems flying through over the next 3 days or so. Snow still for northern Missouri, but you see down here, it doesn't like the idea of that late wheat storm being much for Arkansas and southern Missouri, but it does show a few inches. It's the operational one, but it does show a pretty decent event for areas of Kansas, even areas of Nebraska, Colorado, and then areas of basically the northern half of Missouri seeing several inches of snow. You move a little bit further east, and what do we got here? Let's make sure I have the latest model information, and let me upgrade it here. I had all my tabs pulled up a little earlier this morning before the run completely moved through. This is the GFS for that first system, but it's 10-to-1 ratio. I don't think the snow is going to be falling at 10-to-1 ratio, so you need to cut these totals at least in half because of warm ground temperatures, things like that. But here you go. You get going here in time. This is the latest GFS. It's kind of backed off from the overnight GFS. We'll see if that's a trend. You can't call it a trend if it's just one movement on one model run. But here you go. You know, you're showing snow even as far south as Alabama, Mississippi. It's not a lot, but it's showing it. All of Tennessee showing some kind of accumulating snow, whether it's just a half an inch or 2 or 3 inches. It still shows it. But then it's a big hit for the Ohio Valley and, eastern areas of the Ohio Valley, and the Pennsylvania, interior New York State, big hit. Look at GEFS ensembles, the latest one. Let's make sure we got the latest information. I hate having to do this in the middle of the video, guys. I am sorry. But we'll keep rolling through here, and here comes the signal. So this is the signal for the GFS ensembles, the latest, the 06Z. And it actually prints out probably more snow overall for areas than the operational one. So that tells you that, hey, don't focus too much on the operational runs. We'll see what the 12Z shows us a little bit later today in the next several hours. But, I mean, look at this. Pretty substantial system for mid-March standards. You know, you almost have a 1 to 2 inch mean in Nashville. Memphis has a 1 inch mean, but y'all could see more snow than that. But it is a great thing to look at this range here, and a pretty impressive mean up into Pennsylvania. You look at the European, what does it show? The European is probably more aggressive areas further east, but you stop it right here, same kind of situation. The big, huge difference here is the European shows substantial snow for southern Missouri and about the entire northern and central half of Arkansas, several inches. It even shows over 5 inches of snow, 10-to-1 ratio, which I don't think it'll be, but it shows over 5 inches of snow for Memphis. It even shows, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snow for areas of far northern Mississippi. So, you know, you look at that and you got to wonder who's going to win here. And then you look for areas further east going through in time. This is a big snowstorm for Tennessee. I mean, you got widespread 3 to 5, 6, 7 inch totals showing up here in Tennessee. Nashville showing several inches of snow. The entire state of Kentucky accumulating snow. It's going to be close right here in northern Indiana, Illinois, and then far northwest Ohio. I don't think this is going to be a Michigan storm. But if you're in eastern Ohio, West Virginia, PA, interior New York State, and you like snow, you're going to be happy with this. I think West Virginia could get hit pretty hard. Areas of southeast and eastern Ohio could get hit hard. And I think this is going to be a big storm for mid-March standards for a lot of people. I really do. And this will extend the ski season for the interior northeast slopes for sure here, and even for the southern Appalachian Mountains it is. If we're looking at ensembles, what the latest European ensembles show, this is a strong signal, very strong signal for these southern areas. I mean, the entire northern central half of Tennessee, 2 to 3 inch mean. That is pretty impressive. This throws a bunch of members together and creates a mean, and it's a very respectful thing to look at. And responsible thing to look at this range, even though we're about to get in these short range models. But this is a decent signal. This is a good signal this far out for even northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, areas of Arkansas, Kentucky. This is a pretty high-end signal right here. And then you look at areas of VA. The signal's starting to increase for areas into VA. North Carolina even has a little bit of a signal, so we'll have to watch to see how this unfolds. Really, in a nutshell, what you got going on here, it's a simple complex system. And you get going here in time, you're getting into Thursday morning. Here comes a piece of energy with the northern stream, piece of energy with the southern stream. They begin to interact as soon as right into this area, the south central U.S., and then they completely begin to phase together, and they actually might even become negatively tilted. You see how it's bowing out this way? That is a negative tilt. Therefore, it could bring more cold air, more dynamics into the system. That's why you have the chance, an increasing chance for rain to mix with snow for the Northeast, to turn to snow even for the I-95 corridor on the most eastern shores. So something to watch. It really is. In general, it's going to get very cold. We speed this up here. Friday morning, getting into Saturday morning. These are Saturday morning low temperatures with snow potentially falling, snow on the ground. I mean, this is going to shock a lot of not tree growth, but vegetation in general. This is an Arctic blast. It's kind of starting to get overshadowed now by the big-time snowstorm potential here. But this is going to be cold. I think it'll be a day in the Carolinas, areas of VA, areas of Georgia, where the temperatures will actually be dropping during the day. And then everybody will wake up Sunday morning to very cold temperatures as far south as the Florida Panhandle. It'll even be very chilly for the peninsula of Florida. So Arctic blast coming regardless of who sees snow. Potential high temperatures. The thing is about these mid-March Arctic blasts is it typically warms up very quick. So any snow that does fall, it's not going to stay cold for several days like it could in January or February. It's going to warm up very quick, and we're going to get right back to spring probably in the next several days. But stay tuned with this. I have you a video tonight. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in and the amazing support, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great Tuesday.